Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. My name's host Eric, and I'm the host of Talking with Famous People, the internet television program that delights and amazes with every breath. Tonight, I'm giving you a lesson in magic. What does it mean if you see an upside down sign? It means a dark stranger will arrive to disrupt your thinking about something you thought was private and may still be. And that's my horoscope for you if you see an upside down sign. If you see a right side up sign, that doesn't mean anything. Fortunately. Otherwise, you have to do a lot of meaning and interpretation. So anyway, tomorrow's my dentist appointment. I've not been feeling very well. I've slept all day. So has Rachel. We've had a mutual nap party 101, which is the prerequisite to mutual nap party 300. You can't get into 300 until you take a 101. I'm still feeling kind of naptacular. Took a few Adderalls this morning and then slept all day. My teeth hurt kind of, but not that badly. So I decided to live stream a bit. Leaf trimmers here, which is good because I noticed earlier that my leaves had gotten too long. Are your leaves too long? You're not alone. Too long leaves is a problem that plagues many Americans. That's why today I want to introduce you to Leaf Trimmer. Leaf Trimmer is here to help make sure your leaves are the right length. I had a party the other weekend and things went okay, I guess, but I didn't notice until it started. Our leaves were all too long. Don't let this happen to you. Call Leaf Trimmer today. Leaf Trimmer has years of experience in leaf measurement, leaf length, leaf shortening, leaf lengthening, and leaf shortening. Bring him in today to optimize your leaves for parties, weddings, business events, hot dates, walks on the beach, and more. There, I made your advertisement for you, Leaf Trimmer. Now you can start a business in leaf length management. If people ask you what you do, you can say I'm in the leaf length management business. It sounds more impressive than I hang out talking with famous people. Okay, let's get out to write you a jingle. Let's see. Oh, my leaves too long, and to leave them too long would make me a leaf sinner. That's why I gotta call someone to shorten them. That guy is named Leaf Trimmer. There you go. There's your jingle. Oh, my leaves are too long, and to leave them too long would make me a leaf sinner. That's why I gotta call the guy who makes them short, and his name is the Leaf Trimmer. That's your jingle for your new business. Eric's Instant Consulting Firm. The nice thing about Eric's Consulting Firm is it's like a drive-through. I don't need any time to come up with the answer for your complicated problem. I need you to help restructure my business. Well, the problem is, of course, all my solutions are songs. You've got to put some effort and put some heart, encourage your people and go out and chart adventures and fun indeed, and then you'll make some money. You charge $1,200 for that? Yes. I've saved your business in song form. If it were only that easy, right? If it were only that easy to save your business by hearing an encouraging song, then we'd all be bajillionaires. Kane, would you like me to write you a jingle for your business? Tell me your business and I'll write you a jingle. Okay? That's what we're playing tonight. Tell me your business and I'll write you a jingle. Eric's Instant Jingle Hotline, they call this. Oh, I have a business. I need a jingle. What's your business? How many zeros in a bajillion? I think it's a million zillion zeros in a bajillion. A million zeros are zeros with breasts. Or a large number of zeros with breasts is a million of zeros. Kane has a business in which INFJs mentor ISFPs. You love your feelings and follow through, but there's lots of things you need, it's true. You need some insight and wisdom, please. Some grace and data you socially. So come to INFJ Advice Emporium. ISFPs are welcome. We'll take that authentic self and convert it into something far more constructed. Yeah. There you go. There's your jingle for your business. What do you call the number that's 1 followed by a reptilian gorillion zeros? It's an excellent question. That's what you call the lizard ape one. It's 1 with lizard ape as the exponent. Okay. You ever see 1 with exponents on it? I wonder why not. It's like, I'm not just one guy. I'm 1 to the power of 3. You could call the Holy Trinity 1 to the power of 3. 1 cubed. I'm 1 cubed. Wait a second, God. Are you claiming to be 1 cubed? Yes. I don't get it. It's me, the Father, that spooky guy, Holy Ghost, and my kid, Jesus. Hi. Bridge to Terabithia. Ooh-wee. Leaf Trimmer, you don't want to do that to yourself. Why are you putting yourself through bridge of torture bithia? It will cause you to dehydrate yourself from the weepage. Do you really want that? Do you really want weepage-related dying? Yeah, another weepage-related fatality today after somebody watched the Bridge of Terabithia. It's kind of like an ecstasy death, you know? Some kid takes a bunch of ecstasy at a festival dances too much, doesn't drink any liquid, dies of dehydration, and they say they died of ecstasy. Square root of 1 to the second power equals the square root of 1. Therefore, the square root sign is entirely trivial. You mean I've been lying to myself this whole time about the square root of 4? How's everyone's night going? That's kind of a category error. I don't remember it that well. I saw it when I taught the book in 5th grade. Even reading the book out loud in 5th grade. Not when I was in 5th grade, when I was teaching 5th grade. I only taught 5th grade English for, as a regular classroom teacher, I think for 1 year. But when I read that book out loud in class, and I couldn't. I'd get like 3 words, and then I'd pause for like 15, 20 seconds. And hold on. You try not to the teacher because it ruins the story for other people, right? I try to read it like a narrator would rather than a reader would. But that book I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. It's just so sad. It's like, oh, you gotta be kidding. Talk about ripping my heart out. ENFP, you think? LT? Think that girl's an ENFP? Spreading blasphemy. You know what I hear? One of the reasons why it's a good idea to spread blasphemy sometimes is that it is half the calories of butter. It's true. And if you get it whipped, it's easily spreadable. The thing is, don't always get whipped blasphemy, because otherwise it's very difficult to spread. Rachel knows all about that. We have 2 tubs of whipped blasphemy in the fridge outside because we got a couple bags of bagel. Oh, wait, I'm mistaking blasphemy for cream cheese, aren't I? Those 2 things are so easy to confuse for each other, And that explains my encounter last time at the supermarket with the strange looks the guy was giving me. Yeah, do you have Philadelphia blasphemy? What? Philadelphia blasphemy? Put it on bagels? And he's like, I wondered why he was reacting so strangely. Now I realize I was using the wrong word. It's cream cheese. Right. Well, of course, sometimes I want to pull the switcheroo on you. Like, you go to Goldstein's and you say, can I get a bagel with cream cheese? Most of the time you'll get a bagel with cream cheese. Occasionally you get to the car and you realize, oh my God, they spent blasphemy on this. Of course, you eat it anyway because you don't want to go back because there's a line. And then you just feel like a sinner all day, until you absolve yourself by bathing in holy water that night. From the book, she seemed. I remember the book a lot better than I remember the movie. She was quite both, I guess, directive and imaginative and creative concurrently in a way that made me kind of think, ENXP. I don't remember if she was TI or not, really. I didn't know about cognitive functions back then when I read the book. It was been a while, It was back when I worked at Rebay, so it's been at least 10 years. Probably more. You thought of Imagination Land as overblown NI? I mean, it was that word that someone introduced the other day. What's that word that means like pretend universes that people make up in childhood? Somebody said the word the other day here in the chat, and I looked it up, and I was like, "Oh, that's a useful word," but I've forgotten it, of course, already. I need to hear it like a couple of times before it sticks with me. Before a new word sticks with me, usually. Although I wish I would, I don't learn new words usually the first time I hear them. But I've also noticed I'm really terrible at remembering names, which is odd because I guess the reason is because there's no universalist link. It's a proper name. It's a specific. You have to link a specific physicality to a specific pair of words, and it's a one use link. So Gwyneth Paltrow is not Cameron Diaz, and Cameron Diaz is not Gwyneth Paltrow. And once I have learned Gwyneth Paltrow's name, great. Now I can refer to Gwyneth Paltrow correctly. I can't use Gwyneth Paltrow in any other way. I mean, I can and probably actually end up will say something like, "That's very Gwyneth Paltrow-y of her," in which case I would universalize it, She's, now that I know Gwyneth Paltrow is the lady who makes the vagina candles, I will say that silly celebrity woman's crazy nonsense reminds me of Gwyneth Paltrow. So I'll make a lot of universalist kind of links out of Gwyneth Paltrow now. But in general, specific names, unless they also link to something usefully hilarious like having a vagina candle, are difficult for me to remember. I'm always having to ask Rachel, that guy in that thing who played Mia? And then she'll go and she'll know the name of that person, right? Debate Gwyneth Paltrow about what? Whether I should buy one of her candles? Contention 1. My vagina smells wonderful. Contention 2. My candle smells like my vagina. Contention 3. You should like to smell wonderful things. Contention 4. You should want to buy my candle. Contention 5. Buy my candle. Her candle has allegedly turned men gay. Interesting. Apparently, it smells like trash. C.S. Joseph typed Naruto as an INFJ. Oof. Well, at least you say it's an older video. I can see that I made plenty of mistakes in some early videos too. So, let a typologist without sin throw the first typology stone. Gwyneth Paltrow is giving the vagina a bad name. Vagina candles explode, just like her real vagina. It's like an exploding trash can. You combine Alex and Rachel's concerns about the product. It's basically an exploding trash can. What does it mean if you see an upside down sign tomorrow? means a dark stranger will come and disrupt an important narrative in your life, an important private narrative that may still be private or the privacy of which may have been compromised. That's my horoscope thing or whatever. My magic for the evening. I'm making an omen out of an upside down sign if you should happen to see one. Well, what do you mean an upside down sign, Eric? I mean, like a sign that used to have two nails, one on top, one on the bottom, and the top nail fell out and went pew. Like that would be an upside down sign. I don't know why I thought that. I don't know why I started a live stream and I decided to do that. I don't know why. This is one that I can't trace back the ideation of it. Most things I can trace back the ideation. Like, oh, that's right, because I was thinking about meow, which was already designed, and then meow, which is upside down, so meow, and meow. I don't remember. I don't know why I said this as the title, or had this as the idea. I don't know. Who knows where things come from sometimes. I want to write a book called 50 Shades of Grey that's about the varieties of argumentational schemata that people use to draw distinctions between instances of moral questions that are clear cut. In other words, all the different ways that muddy moral questions are different from clearly easily answered ones. Because there are plenty of muddying factors. 50 Shades of Grey would be a good title for such a book, There are some moral questions that are very clear cut. And then there are some that are much more complicated to answer, right? So it's doing a disservice to all of humanity to pretend like, you can always resolve every question through a Rice calculus. You can always resolve every question through a Mann calculus. Hence, my book, 50 Shades of Grey. Except, I think I'd have trouble coming up with 50. Maybe I wouldn't. I mean, it depends how you taxonomy the thing. I think a real honest taxonomy probably wouldn't have 50 top-level sets, Probably be looking at 3 to 9 top-level sets. I'm not sure exactly. I have to think about it some. I'd be a manageable taxonomy. Why, look there. It's Quinceañera. It's Quinceañera Golden. Octavia Silva's alter ego. Hi.
I wanted to know what kitty was sleeping on the couch, that's all.
Hi, darling Parlin, Warling,
Mr.
Carlin.
Handsomeness.
Are you Starling the Warling, Parlin, Carlin?
How did you know?
I checked.
You checked.
I checked the larving log. I moved your phone off that chair so the kitty would have, when it was like she was kind of looking at it like, why is this right here in the middle? So I moved your phone onto the table.
Thank you.
To make room for it.
I was hoping she would come in and sleep with me, but I'll wait.
You can always just, you are empowered, Rachel, to simply pick her up and carry her inside. You do not have to use your tool function all the time.
You're right. And she's so easy to pick up. She doesn't give a fight.
She'll meow a little bit, but she'll let you carry her inside,
Yeah,
especially if you prep it by opening this door or that door.
Oh, but
and that other door, and then you just carry her in. I'll close the door in here.
Okay.
And then you close the door behind you when you get inside.
Yeah, I could use her company.
Then take her. She's your cat. She sometimes has to be of use to you. She can't just be totally selfish and entitled FI kitty all the time.
Hi, baby.
You want me to carry her in for you?
It doesn't matter.
I'll do it. Oh, kitty. I know, baby. I know. God damn it. I hate that thing. I try to be so attentive to it as well. It's so frustrating. The stick part of the blinds, just like, it's, you always gotta like hold this thing and pull this thing, and it's like, fuck the TE, you know? Anyway, you can see how how Effie tool Rachel is, right? Like, she doesn't want to impose on the cat. She worries that if she she worries about offending the cat. It's really kind of silly if you think about it, right? It's like, pick up the cat and carry it inside if you want the cat. Cat doesn't really care if she stays in here and there. She just wants to be one of those two places. The cat would prefer if we all slept together, I think, frankly. She's quite a family-minded cat. I probably will go in there and sleep later tonight, too. Once it gets a little bit later, I've got a 9 a.m. doctor's appointment tomorrow, then an 11:15 dentist appointment. So probably about, somewhat before midnight, I'll take another one of these coating Tylenols that my dad gave me and go to bed. And I got to make sure I get up by about 8 o'clock because I got to be checking the doctors at 8:45. Well, when I get really mad at TE stuff like that, I'm mostly mad at myself. Like, in that instance, I'm mostly mad at myself for failing to SI correctly, thereby causing me to run afoul of the dynamic physical system. In other words, because I don't TE consciously, I rely on SI to remember that when you use this door and you're opening and closing or anything, or pulling up anything or lowering anything, you always have to meow this and meow that and meow the other thing to make sure it doesn't catch on it. Of course, my natural thing is close the door, which if it's caught on the thing, then goes, pulls everything and makes explosions and so forth. I mean, doing capture and having to verify your identity are the outcome of someone else's TE that compel you to SE certain things before you can get where you want to go or do what you want to do. This light seems too bright to me. Lower it. Let's have a little bit of a more intimate setting here. There we go. I want to welcome everyone back to Eric's Intimate Hour. An hour of very intimate talk. If you love hours and you're okay with intimacy, you might find host Eric's Hour of Intimacy just right up your alley. Just your cup of tea, you might say. Oh my gosh, this is so exactly my cup of tea. That's not your cup of tea. That's my cup of tea. Your cup of tea is over there. I meant it metaphorically. You and your metaphor. You know what I always say? Metaphor, schmetaphor. That's what I always say. Tonight, you and I are going to have a very up close and intimate conversation. My name's Eric, and I like to get sensually intimate with my voice. I'm also a fan of baked goods by Intamins. There, that's better. Your huckleberry. There. I want to make sure you can enjoy me all the way down to my pores. You are the sunshine of my life. There ain't no mountain high enough, nor be there any sea wide enough or wet enough, nor be there any reason dumb enough that I can't climb or swim or believe to get to you, baby, and those big ass titties of yours. And the thing is, if I'm going to talk like this, I have to have basically good mic sense, good mic control, good volume control in order to avoid blowing your ears out, peeking it out, and stuff like that. So when I speak in a low pitch, it's because I'm basically curtailing the things that make me go louder and softer, which link to pitch. And do speak carefully right up close to the mic like this also requires a fair amount of breath control. If you'd like to talk some about breath control, the first thing you're going to need to do is breathe onto your microphone so I can hear it. Breathe onto your television screen. Or just tell your mom. I can ask her about it later. It's a lot of Eric's head. This is really really getting personal with Eric. Probably a little too personal. Imagine him waking up every morning and seeing that. That's what Rachel has to do. So Rachel has to endure. Every morning when she wakes up, I'm right over her like this, just going. She's like, what the hell's going on? I say, good morning, darling. So anyway, that's enough ASMRing, don't you think? Did you feel successfully ASMR'd? Did you get your A to the S to the M to the T to the R to the S to the U to the V, which spells ASMR? Breath control is causing the collapse of civilization. That's quite possible. You can really breath control your breath control if you try to read something long for as long as you can work on your breath control. So take a very long a very long paragraph. You put a word in my brain, Morridge. You take a very long paragraph and try to read the whole thing on one breath. That's a good way to practice breath control. You can't stand those ASMR chicks with long artificial nails tapping objects with their nails. Okay, then don't stand them. Or I guess I should say, if you literally are unable to stand them, then it's unreasonable to expect you to be able to do so. So I'll keep that in mind and I won't expect that of you. I'll give them all a metaphorical high five. How about that? Mouth breathers. The key thing is that I want you all to remember is you are the sunshine of my life. I know you'll always be around. A day without you is like night, full of darkness, lacking in light. The moon above, the earth below, and in between's just so and so. In heaven high and hell down nigh, there live a varied plentitude of sheep and goats, of birds and pigs, of trees including yellow figs, and so, and on. It goes forever while I yawn. Running Fox is alive. I want to say something to you. I just didn't notice you when you were here yesterday. Whenever you said something, I wasn't looking at the chat. I didn't realize you had been in the chat yesterday until I was rewatching that video this morning. Otherwise, I would have said, hey, look, it's Running Fox. So I wasn't just ignoring you. I just didn't see you. Every time you said something, I must have been not looking at it, I guess. Because that happens when I'm trying to cover a point. I will willfully not look at the chat because I know looking at the chat will preclude me from finishing my point. I'm sick of reaction videos being recommended to me nonstop. Why do I care? Why does anyone care what some random person thinks about a random classic rock song or whatever it is? Well, I guess the idea is if you think something is either really terrible or really great, you like to introduce it to people, right? Hey, have you heard of this thing? It's weird. It's really great. You got to check it out. And then they go, wow, that is really interesting. And you feel some sort of sense of satisfaction, right? So a reaction video is trying to turn that sense of satisfaction into a product of sorts that people can watch. So it is probably the case that, well, let's try it right now. Who has a song that I've never heard, you think, that you think you'd like me to hear and react to, either because you want to see if I agree with you that it's good, or you think it's bad and you want to see if I agree with you that it's bad, or maybe you just want to see if you think you can predict my response to it and you want to see what my response to it is. You want to know my response to Layla by Eric Clapton? Okay, well, let me listen to it. I have some preconceptions about that because I know the song, but I will listen to it again and give you my my actual feedback to it real time. I think what I'll do is I'm going to put on headphones so that I can listen to it and talk to you while at the same time without muting the mic and without having copyright problems. All right, so Layla by Eric Clapton. I will tell you, just to full disclosure, going into this, I don't think I like the song. I think I don't like the song, but I haven't listened to it in ages, so I'll listen to it again and I'll give you my real time feedback on it. You say pick the acoustic one; it's better. Like acoustic live from 1992, or okay, well, this one says on it the best Layla he ever sang. Eric Clapton, Layla acoustic, 47 million views 10 years ago. I'm going to go with this one. I'll put the link in the chat. Got you on my knees, Layla. Begging, darling, please, Layla. I mean, yeah, it's a pretty good song. I like this version a lot better than one that I hear on the radio, or used to hear on the radio occasionally. You know, it used to be something you hear on classic rock radio back in the old days when there was classic rock radio that was, I don't know. I mean, I like this version a lot better because it's got some swing to it, I guess. But it basically what Leaf Tremor says, nothing special. You know, I'm not sure why it's so popular. It doesn't do anything for me. It seems like not a particularly accomplished example of songwriting to me. But and the thing is, it's not like I have anything against Clapton or anything like that. It's just the song doesn't do very much, and it's a fairly like unsurprising. It is a very intuitive intuitively resonant in some sense song, but it's not intuitively resonant in a way that I like really, and it's not very surprising. I basically agree with Leaf Trimmer on this one. Okay, so who has another song they want me to listen to and give my feedback on? WAP. I mean, I know what I think about that song already. I think that it's gimmicky. Right. It has a nice feel, but it doesn't make me go wow or anything. And that version has a nice feel, but the radio version, I don't think even has a nice feel. It doesn't have that swing to it that the live version has. Anybody else want to suggest a song? Just remember, it doesn't have to be a song you think is great. It could be that you have a thought. I bet Eric will say meow about meow. Or it could be, I hate this song. I wonder if Eric, but a lot of people like it. I wonder if Eric agrees with them or me. So, and you don't have to tell me what you think about it ahead of time either. But ideally, I would like to be responding to things that I've not heard before. So if you have a song that you'd like to know what I think about it, and you suspect I probably haven't heard it before, tell me what it is, and I will listen to it and give your Life Without You by Stevie Ray Vaughan. I don't think I've heard that before. I do have an opinion about Stevie Ray Vaughan going in, but I don't really evaluate artists. I evaluate tracks. So let me go with Life Without You, Stevie Ray Vaughan first. And then, or are you the one who said Layla? Who said Layla? Oh yeah. So I'm gonna pick somebody else because Alex Rodriguez is the last one. Okay, so I'm gonna pick Man That You Fear by Manson. Okay. I'm gonna listen to this one. I'll tell you what I think about it. Okay, well, I'll put the link to it, sorry. Okay, I like the way the drums are mixed. I feel really bad for this guy. I feel bad for him because, I mean, he probably attained success being Marilyn Manson at exactly the same time that it became ridiculous to him. And that's gotta be a problem. It's like he embraced this kid's aesthetic and he attained enough success in this kid's aesthetic that he had to persist in it. And yet it doesn't work for him as as an adult male, he just seems ridiculous to me. I mean, the song's not a song. The production's pretty good. The lyrics are willfully, constructedly trying to be dark for no purpose other than that's what's expected. And the video is cringy. That's my response to it. I hope you didn't love it. Honey Punch Ryu Kasaka. Let me see. Never heard of that before. I'll put the link. I like it. That's good. It's good. Like, what do you might call it like video game pop, you know? All right, so if that song were the intro to an anime, I would go, I really like the intro to this anime. It's not a good enough song to make one of my playlists, but I enjoy it. All right, let's see. Next, we've got. So, Oliver Linehan, are you on the same page with me about Marilyn Manson's thing? Is that what you're saying? Okay, so you're writing a novel by Foster Father and John Misty. Oh, that's a song. Oh, okay. I thought that was like a sentence you were saying. Like, and then I thought that doesn't make any sense. I'm writing a novel by someone else. What? How do you write a novel by someone else? Yeah, it was pretty terrible. Okay, this is what I'm watching now. Okay, so this song is like it's almost like an homage to Paperback Writer. It's very ordinary when you don't watch the video. The video makes the people look cool, right? Like, but it's it's such a straight ahead blues progression. It's a straight ahead instrumentation. It just doesn't do enough to stand out. You know, it's replaceable. You know, it's super replaceable. You can stick in any number of things like that that are that fulfill the same role of sort of indistinct guitar, piano, blues progression stuff, you know? Okay, so next we've got Hail to the King by Avenged Sevenfold. That last thing I just responded to was writing a novel. Now, Hail to the King by Avenged Sevenfold. As you can see, I'm giving everyone my honest response to everything. Do they still do this? Is this still done? Okay, so this is sort of like it's a pretty good example of what it is. Okay, it's like I think this really like squared off virtuoso metal music, the kind of music that people learn to play the licks from these various songs to learn to play the guitar. uh I think it's sort of inherently terrible. Okay, I mean, it's it's a caricature of itself almost. It's like I don't know if it's make it through to the guitar solo. Okay, I'll fast forward to the guitar solo. Okay, I do want to hear the crazy guitar solo. I'm sure it's quite nuts. Okay, this is my guess. At least 2.3 million of those 4.6 million subscribers are ESTJs or ISTJs who are learning to play the guitar and who want to play badass licks like that guy gets to play. That whole band is constructed to be a vehicle for that guy's ridiculously mechanical guitar playing. And like the singer in that band is just like completely disposable. You could put anybody in place of him and say, write lyrics like you were making fun of lyrics of a band like this, and that's what they would write. And they would sing about as well. The song's disposable, the singer's disposable, everything about that band is designed to show off that guy's guitar playing. And at least half of the people who watch that, subscribe to that, are learning to play the guitar. They're following a terrible example of how to make music, but they're learning to play the guitar. Next, The Clock Was Trickin'. The Clock Was Tickin' by Brandon Flowers T. Hold on a second. There's no T on the end of that. I don't like it. It's very Michelle shocked, but I don't like it. I don't know. It's the songwriting got kind of good in the chorus for a second, and then it reverted to just sort of that Rocky Raccoon thing, but done poorly. The lyrics are not good enough. I just don't like it. It just doesn't work. Harry Roy and his orchestra. Okay, I will check this one out. Alex Rodriguez, 1931. I've got to check this out. No, his was ahead of yours. No, this is just so I can listen to stuff without getting copyrighted. Yeah, sure. I like this song, but it's like it's from 1931. It's one of those. Oh, it's got singing too. Hilarious. This is hilarious. Do you sing again? I want him to sing again. Okay, well, listen. Harry Roy and his orchestra yes, I like it. It's a great link, okay? But it's not really, that's not a real entry, okay? It's like it's kind of cheating to put this hilarious uh antique artifact out there and in a competition of songs, right? Because it's not great because of it's a great song. It's a hilarious piece of 1931 history. So that doesn't really count as a song. Okay, I do like it. In fact, I just put it in the community tab. I posted it as a post in my YouTube blog, I guess you call it, or whatever you call it, my community tab. All right, now I'm going to go to the one that Leaf Trimmer linked, which was right after the clock was ticking. Oh, you're right. I did skip you. You're right. Leaf Trimmer, I skipped you. My bad. It's actually easier for me to look it up than to click the link. If you're live streaming like this and you click the link from the chat, it adds the word studio in front of YouTube. Studio period in front of YouTube. So I have to put it in a notepad, take that word out, copy it again, and then put it over here, paste and go. I already know this song. I don't know. They don't know what they're talking about. This is very boy bandy. Know about the love yous, but I bet you was the only knew. Mm. I mean, it's a pretty good song. It's a pretty good song. It wouldn't make any of my lists, but it's a pretty well written song. I don't like the general production of it. It's super boy bandy, like unnecessarily boy bandy in its production. But okay, next we've got, let's see, what's after Leaf Trimmers? Yeah. Next up is Opeth Folklore. Okay. Opeth Folklore is next. Here's the link. Opeth Folklore. Okay. So far, I hear self-indulgent guitar noodling. Not generally a good sign to begin a song. Oh, it's okay, though, because he's got a lot of reverb on the guitar. Mm. It's very prog rocky. These guys they like to use the chops they developed in their TE learning of music style, you know? I'm sure they all do well in musicianship contests. They don't do well in making a good song or track contests because this is not good. Hey you, will you please rue? Well, you can see through why I do. Feel the pain in your brain. Insane. This is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. That's the only thing I can say about it. Absolutely incredibly terrible. Okay, let's see. What's next? What's next on Eric's Love Fest? Letters by Yasi Hariyaka Waka Waka Waka. Okay, here we go. Seems like it needs narration over it. Before the Edo period began, a class of ninjas existed who ran around with bamboo sticks, poking at trees and plants, rustling the bushes until rabbits and squirrels ran forth, and then preaching to these creatures the ways of the Buntu. Doesn't it seem like it should have that narration over it? It's good, like background music for a cartoon or something. You know, it's good music for when like they're gathering together, setting up. They've already put their plan together, and they're setting up their attack. Like they're setting up all the shit they need to set up ahead of time. And you see a kind of a montage of them cutting from Ninja Team A setting some shit up over here, Ninja Team B setting some shit up over there. That's a good song. Letters by Yoshi Harikawa would be good for that scene. Okay, what's next? David Sanderson has an option for us. Let's check it out. Let's check out David Sanderson's option. Oops. Hold on a second. We'll check it out right now. Copy link address. Put it in the old notepad-aroo. Remove the word studio from the link, as well as the period that follows it. Reselect it. Copy it. Put it back into the browser and push paste and go. That's what I have to do to click one of your links. Pretty Lights, One Day They'll Know, a color map of the sun remixes. I mean, I guess okay background music for something. It's like I can't imagine listening to that, right? It's boring. It doesn't do anything. It's pretty self-indulgent. It's kind of well produced. It's got a cool picture on as its background, but it's like, what's the point of it exactly? What's it doing? You know, what is that track accomplishing? And the answer is very little. Okay, now let's go to Horse Mumbler's selection. Again, I'm going to copy the link address. I'm going to go to Notepad. I'm going to paste the link address. I'm going to remove the word studio period. Then I'm going to copy the link address without that word. That's what I have to do, believe it or not, to click one of your links. Paste and go. Okay. Horse Mumbler. Horse Mumbler. Horse Mumbler rickrolled me. I haven't been rickrolled in a long time, but Horse Mumbler did it to me. Okay. Obviously, I'm behind the times here. Leaf Charmer put up another song, I believe, or is that his first song? Okay. See what? Which one did I skip over that I was supposed to get to? Which have I missed? Okay. Olivia Byington loves the tango. Okay, I'll check it out. And I try not to watch the video so I don't get influenced by it. The beginning of it was pretty good, and then it kind of lost me. It needs to do something else. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like it. It's weird. I like it. I'm gonna put it on Chappie Tracks. It's like at the second time through that thing, it's like you got to change this. But then the third time through this thing is like, oh, you're changing everything but this. And it's cool. I like it. I like that one. Whoever put that one up there, that one that was in some foreign language, "Lose the Tango." That was good. Let me try this one here. Starlight Dancer Kayak. Oh wait, Leaf Trimmer really wants me to do his. Where is yours, Leaf Trimmer? Right here. Oh, can you? All right. Well, copy the freaking link. Go to the notepad. Say thanks to your mom. Get out of here now, though, mom. And then, the old rule: ass, gas, or grass. No one drives for free. No one rides for free, I should say. No one rides for free. Paste and go. I like it. It's pretty good. It's a little disposable. Oh my god, the lyrics are terrible. Oh, stab me in the heart. They're terrible. Whew. Those lyrics are a death blow to that song, I think. So I'm gonna have to just O-Town, Liquid Dreams, not inherently awful, but no, with those lyrics, it's just okay. Get back into the toilet where you belong. Did I listen to Starlight Dancer Kayak yet? Or did I skip you to go back to Leaf Trimmer? Starlight Dancer Kayak. Here we go. Starlight Dancer Kayak is an album, not a song. Which song off of that album do you want me to? Oh, I see. Starlight Dancer is the song. Kayak's the album. "502." Whenever I see a song over 3 minutes, I'm immediately skeptical. Very um I'd probably like that in the right mood, listening to it, in the right context or whatever. It's kind of like Queen in its songwriting and its orchestration, um, but more. It's got that same sort of musical theater kind of songwriting vibe to it, which you really envision when listening to it, people running around the stage going like this or something. So but it seems like it's pretty solid songwriting, but it requires some patience. Okay, Babushka by Kate Bush, but with more guitar. You got it. I mean, it's pretty like adult contemporary jazz kind of stuff. I mean, boring. That's my number one response to it is boring. Okay, I'm gonna share a song that I've been really into lately, and hopefully we can listen to it together. And you guys listen to it on your end, I'll listen to it on my end. I'm really quite fond of this song. It is a song that you got to give it a second at first, and you'll note that it's a song that violates my rule. My rule in general is songs over 3 minutes are playing too much pocket pool. But this is an exception. And even so, I probably end it before the very end. I'll probably cut it off before the end of it. But this band impresses me a lot in general. There's at least 3 songs of theirs that I like a lot, which is if you can find 3 songs by a band that are great, then that band is killing it as far as I'm concerned. So this song's called Ghosting. You gotta get past the intro. It's about 25 seconds it starts, maybe. I've been ghosting. is why I have decided. So this band does an excellent job of integrating just the right amount of extroverted intuition into what are fundamentally NI packages, you know, to make so it's always interesting, even though it's NI resonant. And if you look at the lyrics to this is what good lyrics look like. This is what good lyric writing looks like. I've been ghosting along, ghosting your house, ghosting your arms. When you're tossing, when you turn in your sleep, it's because I'm ghosting your dreams. And this is why I've decided to pull these old white sheets from my head. I'll leave them folded neat and tidy so that you'll know I'm out of hiding. I've been ghosting along. And then the end, I remember the days when I'd make you so afraid. And this is why I've decided to leave your house and home unhaunted. You don't need poltergeists for sidekicks. You don't need tricks. I mean, you don't need treats. You don't need tricks. You don't need treats. You don't need tricks. You don't need no Halloween. You don't need treats. You don't need tricks. And you don't need me. And that's how you write lyrics. That's how you write good lyrics. Now, granted, the Sergeant Pepper's Bridge is a little indulgent. I could do without it, or I could, but it works though. It comes right back into it beautifully. So it's like you can't really complain about it. That you know I'm out of hiding. I is why I have decided to pull the home and haunted. You don't need poltergeist for sidekicks. You don't need treats. You don't need tricks. You don't need treats. You don't need tricks. You don't need no Halloween. You don't need tricks. And you don't need treats. No, and it goes through twice before it gets to the me, too, which is cool. It's smart. It's like such a smart band. And the thing is, you know, the first song I ever found out about by this band, Delilah recommended it to me, and it's probably still my favorite of their songs, which is Hayloft. You guys want to hear a fucking kick-ass rock song? This is the definition of a kick-ass rock song. Right there. That song right there, they're fucking killing it. That's how you kick ass. All right, let's see what Leaf Trimmer thinks comprises top-notch songwriting. Loft sleeping with the hay. My young lovers in the hay laughed. My daddy's got a gun. My daddy's got a gun. You better run. My daddy's got a gun. My daddy's got a gun. My daddy's got a gun. You better run. All right, I'll check it out. Here it is. I'll check it out. Rebecca Black Friday. I know this song. I am familiar with this song. Ay, is all I can say about that. I was listening to Friday by Rebecca Black. Not a good example of for any user. You want to know what an example of somebody who's using a shit ton of any, but still pulls it off. By and large, you have to really constrain the amount of expert intuition you put into songwritings, or you're going to fail. It's very difficult to be wordy and successful in a song. Here is an exception, and I've linked it before. And it's the song that makes me feel hatery. Like in other words, she does better here than I've ever done in anything equivalent, even though we have the same fundamental skill sets. This chick's got to be an ENTP. So this thing makes me feel a little hatery because it's like, damn, girl, I can't pull that off. That's pretty impressive. It's so wordy and it works perfectly from start to finish. And it's like, the only thing I think when I listen to this song though is, how did you let an NTJ get the better of you like that? I'm embarrassed on behalf of ENTPs everywhere. Well, at Eve, complex and theological. Man, since sacrilege in the name of public good. Thing like a daddy should. And power and success. There are always your tunnels and your tech. But that link I just put there is the most accomplished piece of extroverted intuition lyric writing that has ever been. Fancy talk makes bad lyrics. Except for that, that's perfect. You know, if you want to hear extrovert intuition destroy everything, it's almost impossible to do. It has to be that infinitely topical. Net worth. It's amazing, isn't it, Marge? It's astonishing. I mean, and that's when ENTPs really shine. Diss tracks. It's what we're best at. I mean, Eminem's at his very best when he's pissed at someone and shaming them. You're going to fuck your cars again. You promise you to be, but you're just another Edison. Loved you. I loved you. I'm listening to Grizzly Bear right now. 2 weeks. Yeah, it's the best line in the song. I gotta say, this song's good, but it doesn't do enough to make any of my lists. It's like stylistically in the range of shit that I generally like, but it doesn't do enough. That's my take on that one I just listened to. But yeah, that your proposal is immodest and insane. The mouthless reference, and it's like it's such a smarty pants song, and yet it works so great because ultimately she's expressing a feeling of betrayal, and that's why it's resonant with people. And there's only one mistake she makes in there. She shouldn't put fucking before net worth. It doesn't. In other words, it's not asked for. The song doesn't ask for 2 more syllables there, and she already has enough like edginess to it and curse words in other places. It's the one mistake in the whole song. Hayloft is great, isn't it? I love that song. It's fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. I gotta go to bed because I got a doctor's appointment early in the morning. I gotta be there at 8:45. I got a dentist appointment after that. I want to pull a couple bowls. Actually, I think before I go, I'm gonna pull a couple bowls, maybe play a song on the guitar, and then go. So I'm gonna move this camera and light thing back. This is the reason it looks so much better now is 2 things. Number one, I realized that I had like when I'm broadcast when I'm using OBS anyway, I realized I had OBS set up so that it reduced the quality of the video unnecessarily. So I fixed that. But the other thing is when I'm using this, it makes a big difference to have this circle light that my daughter bought me with this stand. It's got a tall stand so that you can adjust the height of, and lighting matters. Lighting matters quite a bit. So I don't know why I'm still wearing these uncomfortable headphones. Ew, uncomfortable headphones. I don't like that. Comfortable bong rips? Now that's another matter. Let's pull a couple together, friends, shall we? What are you guys smoking tonight? I've got honey cocaine, which they just wrote honey on it, but this stuff is very dense, so you only have to put a teeny little bit into the bowl, and you'll Paul Hot says he's pretty sure the people who sell me my weed just make up the names at this point. Well, The nice thing is, with weed stores, I've really come to. I used to think kind of like, yeah, whatever. When people would tell me what strain it is, I just feel like it's a weed, whatever. But I've become a bit more picky as somebody who buys a lot of weed. I want weed that lasts a long time, and it's pretty. I've become pretty carefully calibrated regarding recognizing the various qualities of it. So this weed is not as stony as the other one, but it lasts just as long. I probably should have gotten 10 grams of the other one though, because it's basically the other one's just as good in the ways that this one is good, but it's more stony. Okay. I'll tell you what, leaf trimmer. I'll give your wrench to Fomal Hot. So that was the honey cocaine. It is a nice smoker. That's probably why it's got the honey name attached to it. I think I'll pull one more bowl of it to make sure I got the proper take on it. I'll see what else I can say about it. It's a smoothie. You know, it doesn't really stand out that much. It's a smoothie, but it's got a good kind of delayed kick to the head. I like it. It's not even their most expensive kind either. The thing is, this store has a $75 shelf, and then the second shelf is $60. As far as I can tell, the stuff on the $75 shelf is not really any better than the stuff on the $60 shelf. Just maybe kind of more exotic. Like, for example, if they got a real true batch of good Jack, they might put it on the $75 shelf, and I might actually get it. If you get real true Jack, it's incredibly distinctive. The smell of it, taste of it, and the way it smokes, and even the high to a certain extent. So this is another bowl of honey cocaine. As you see, I packed this one a little bit bigger than the last one, but it's got a bit of a delayed impact on you start getting the drug sweats after the first bowl. So I'm going to pull the second bowl of this. I'm going to go on to the Skywalker OG and talk about that a little bit. You're a controversial wrench haver, leaf trimmer. Controversial wrench haver. That's an insult. That's my harshest insult that I can give somebody. You controversial wrench haver. It's not really my harshest insult. I was lying. Okay, now let's move on to the Skywalker is sometimes called, or Skywalker OG, you might refer to it as. This is, I actually am not any longer convinced that it's more stony than the other stuff, because that stuff I just smoked was pretty damn stony. if you feel all the tingles and the drug sweats, it's got pretty high THC content. But this Skywalker OG is like, if Snoop came over to your house and you wanted to pack him a bowl, you'd probably want to pack him this stuff, because as soon as you smoke, you go, ooh, like that. That's a bummer. Yeah. This stuff's better. Stone air, it leaves this weird, like, when you breathe out, you have this pine tree pepperiness behind it from your lungs, and you know that you just smoked some good weed. I'm all drug sweaty too. Alex Rodriguez, leaf trimmer, is turning over a new leaf by opening a leaf trimming business in which he goes to assist housewives with the length of their leaves. Because let's say you're a housewife and you're about to hold a party. You don't want guests to come in and say your leaves are too long, do you? That's why leaf trimmer's there. Make sure everything looks in tip-top shape for the party, for the baby shower. Margie's having a baby shower this Saturday, so we're bringing in the leaf trimmer on Friday. And now I'm going to play a song. Who knows? You might even get 2 songs. Maybe even 3, if you're lucky. Don't get greedy now. I am the milkman of human kindness. Can you leave an extra point? Are you the milkman of human kindness, Formal Hot? Sometimes I think so. If you've never met Formal Hot, he's the milkman of human kindness. Unfortunately, all of his product is out of date and has gone sour. Don't drink it. I should clean my tools? What kind of tools? You mean my penis? The plumber archetype? The plumber comes over and cleans your wife's pipes? Is that the archetype? That if while you're off working, men come to your house and sexually intercourse your wife? It is correct to say that sex is an undesirable reality. However, I don't think it's a very sustainable business model in general to be a plumber and to have sex with your clients' wives while they're away. probably hurt business, at least somewhat. Some of them are going to find out probably. You also have to be quite effective at like, say Mrs. Johnson is at home vacuuming when the plumber gets there, getting her to transition from vacuuming to having sexual intercourse with a strange man. You have to be pretty good player, you know. Not just your average, regular, run-of-the-mill player can pull that off, probably. I think it would be quite a challenge to seduce Rachel. Like, let's say I were gone running some errands and she were alone and the plumber were coming. I think the plumber would have a really hard time seducing her. I mean, if it were a lady plumber and she were running errands, it would be impossible for the lady plumber to seduce me. Everything was fine till that lady plumber seduced me. I was happy till she came, 'cause our sink was leaking. She walked in and she looked around, said, "Is your wife home?" I say, "No, but there's the bathroom and there's what is to be found. The problem you're looking for." But instead, the lady plumber said, "Hey, I want to have sexual intercourse with you." And I was like, what, huh? And somehow the next thing I knew, there I was having sexual intercourse with the lady plumber. And I regretted it the rest of my life. 'Cause the next thing I knew, well, in walked in my wife. Do you like that song? It's called Lady Plumber. You gotta watch out for those lady plumbers. They're always letting their ass crack show when they bend over. They're always bending over and letting their ass crack show. Some folk call me a rambling man. I do a lot of loving and kicking cans, and I won't do an answer get to call me names. My dad wasn't Willie Woodrow. I wasn't born and raised in no ghetto. Just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. Some might call me a good time fella, 'cause I ain't no black and I ain't no yellow. Just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. I'm gonna look for a wealthy woman in a line of work that don't play guys wrong. I'm a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. Well, I don't need no handout living, don't want any part of anything they're giving. I'm proud and might, and I got a song to sing. Blue-eyed Billy, feared and ready. I gotta work just to be somebody. I'm a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. Small town boy, around a little. I like guitar and I like the fiddle, 'cause that's the kind of soul it takes to fan my flame. I don't want no handout living, don't want any part of anything they giving. I'm proud and proud, and I got a song to sing. I've been around, I said a little, I got a hump and get it. I'm a white boy looking to do my thing. I always forget the lyrics. I always fuck them up anyway. I'm looking for the top. Some folk call me a rambling man, cause I do. Some folk call me a rambling man, cause I done a lot of thumbing and a kicking cans, and I won't do an ounce of good to call me names. My daddy's name wasn't Willie Woodrow. I wasn't born and raised in no ghetto, just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. I'm gonna find me a wealthy woman in the line of work that don't take no diploma, cause I ain't got much to lose but lost the game. Some folk call me a good time fella, cause I ain't no black and I ain't no yellow, just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. Somehow I know handout living, don't want any part of anything they giving. I'm proud of mine, I've got a song to sing. I've been around that, I'm not a little, got a hump and get it, just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. That part, I always miss that part there. Small town boy, been around a little, and I like guitar and I like the fiddle, cause that's the kind of soul it takes to fan my flame. Blue-eyed Billy, feared and ready, I gotta work just to be somebody. I'm a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. Yeah, I don't want no handout living, don't want any part of anything they giving. I'm proud and white and I got a song to sing. I admit it, I said admit it, I said a few things and I'll admit it, you gotta get ahead. I've said a few things and I'll admit it, if you want to get ahead, you gotta go home and get it. I'm a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. Let's try that again. Well, I've said a few things and I'll admit it, if you want to get ahead, you gotta home and get it. I'm a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. Let me take this from the top again. Sorry, takes me a few times. I'm still trying to play the song from memory. And that's something I generally do, but it's such a rollicking little number. I just can't help but like to play it. I don't know. I wish it weren't like offensive, because it's, besides being racist, it's a fantastic little ditty, you know? Some folk call me a rambling man, cause I do a lot of thumbing and the kicking cans. Some folk call me a rambling man, cause I do a lot of thumbing and the kicking cans, and it won't do an ounce of good to call me names. Daddy's name wasn't Willie Woodrow. I wasn't born and raised in no ghetto, just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. I'm gonna find me a wealthy woman in the line of work that don't take no diploma, cause I ain't got much to lose but lost the game. Some folk call me a good time fella. Ain't no black, but I ain't no yellow, and I ain't got it. So, well, you might call me a good time fella, but I ain't no black and I ain't no yellow, so I'm just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. Someone got no handout living, don't want any part of anything they giving. I'm proud of mine, I got something to sing. Well, I said a few things and I'll admit it, if you want to get ahead, you gotta home and get it. I'm a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. I'm a small town boy, been around a little, and I like guitar and I like the fiddle, and that's the kind of soul take the fan I flame. Blue-eyed Billy, feared and ready, I gotta work just to be somebody. I'm a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. Yeah, I don't want no handout living, don't want any part of anything they're giving. I got a song to sing. Now there's a few things and I'll admit it, if you want to get ahead, you gotta home and get it. Just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. Well, I said a few things and I'll admit it, if you want to get ahead, you gotta home and get it. Just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. Isn't that fun? Isn't that a fun song? Doesn't it just make you want to go ba-doop-ba-doop-ba-doop-ba-doo? It does me. That's what it makes me want to do. It makes me want to go doop-ba-doop-ba-doop-ba-doop-ba-doo, you know? Really pops along. It really makes me say, pop goes the weasel. Well, as you can see, as I'm playing the guitar, it means I'm coming to the end of the live stream. I'll play a couple more songs until I get tired of playing songs and then call it a night. for those of you here chilling through the after party song playing period, thank you for sticking around. I know this does not comprise the primary activity of the evening. And your indulgence is much appreciated. If I were to meow, then what would happen? Put this at 50. That would be fine. Now put it at full screen. There we go. I think I'll play this. Santa Ana's from the east are blowing, driving on this mountain fire. Grant and Lana had best be going, they had cut it down to the wire. Everywhere apocalypse hung heavy, truck was piling up with ash. Lana got the dogs in the Chevy, and Grant counted out their petty cash. Half time the steady face of civil life is melting. A tipping point, the human race has dug this hole we fell in. If times are ending and time is bending, flames rain down from the sky. While the dogs knock out with Grant exhausted, Lana stays awake to cry. 120 out but Labor Day, and that means cooking meat outdoors. God got distracted and fire got away from Bradford to Arcadia, they sure's his name. Fire chased them west and down the incline till they reached the foothills below. Found a room cheap for the night online, at least now they had someplace to go. Tomorrow they'd evaluate their options, now that their life is burned away. Lana's place at a place in Laughlin, wasn't really any more to say. If times are ending, then time is bending. Flames rain down from the sky. While the dogs knock out with Grant exhausted, Lana stays awake to cry. While the dogs knock out with Grant exhausted, Lana stays awake to cry. I wonder if I'd like my own things if you linked them to me if I wasn't me. Isn't that an interesting idea? Like, as I was playing this, like, garbage shit, yeah. If I didn't know who I was and you linked me one of my things, I'm sure I'd shit all over it, right? Just be like, who is this fucker? Or maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. I wonder if I'd like myself if I wasn't me. I really think I probably wouldn't. I'm not sure I like myself as I am me. Well, that's a darker question, I guess. 30,000 days. Too many expectations. Not even worth a damn. 30,000 nights. Sleep off the intoxication. Otherwise, you won't escape the plan. I wasted half my days trying another's ways. Who can tell me my priorities? Is there anybody knows the key? 'Cause I'm tired of doing it wrong. Want direction and have all along. Wait until I know. Or is that just hesitation? Clarity's no good once your chance is gone. What I need to show is it's so below my station. I'm tired of doing it wrong. I've wasted half my days trying on others' ways. Who can tell me my priorities? Is there anybody knows the key? 'Cause I think I'm doing this wrong. Yeah, I think I'm doing this wrong. I think I'm doing this wrong. Yeah, doing it wrong. There, that one. You know, that one. Go back in your memory and replace the wrong ones with that one. Too much noise in the data stream. Loud enough to disrupt everybody's dreams. Frustrations mean mistakes are made, but still it seems everybody's just throwing shade. I won't be just another casualty of other people's well-intentioned rules. You think that some tomorrow there'd be time for yesterday. It's not the sort of thing that one can borrow. No one willing still to lend a day. Your uncertainty's implicit, just like an unexpected visit from a bunch of men all dressed in blue suits. I won't be just another casualty of other people's well-intentioned rules. Used to think that some tomorrow there'd be time for yesterday. Yeah, there's not. There never will be. There's never time for yesterday. It disappears into wisps like wispy things do. What's wispy? Captain Wisp of the Wisp Patrol? That's a pretty wispy guy, I guess. Ah, sigh, sigh, sigh. What's the matter with Chad? Is he terribly bad? Very like Dan, terrible man. Sorta like Jill, can't pay her bill. Rather like Jack, stuck on the facts. Matter with Sue, she know what to do if they bring attitude. She show ingenuity. She talks about you whenever we go walking. What's the matter with Bryn? She's been living in sin, hanging with Jim, looking terribly thin. What's the deal with Frank? Stealing fish from my tank, he's colluding with you, and they're talking to Lou. What's wrong with the ladies? What's the matter with men? From the feelings of Katie to the coldness of Sven. They talk about you whenever we go walking. Paths that lead to lesser days. We're still at the overwatered past. And whoever's left that's still okay, just tie the sails to the mast. Are you angry at Ken or at Neville again? Don't bother with Kev, he's practically dead. Just focus on Bert, he's medium hurt. What's the quantity for Liz? Did she fail a quiz? What's the deal with Drew? Will she know what to do? If they bring attitude, will she show ingenuity? She talks about you whenever we go walking. Paths that lead to lesser days. To spill out the overwatered past. And whoever's left is still okay. Just tie the sails to the mast. 'Cause each of us has much and gravely sinned. Threw up the hands, stiffened the chin. Catastrophe looms heavy overhead again. Time's gone will never be again. Oh, he came here with her. And what's the big problem that you can't endure? It seems so sure it's not appropriate claiming to blame things on Scott. Despite getting caught, he's got you reframing for him, straining for him, going to the gym to make yourself good enough again. Yeah, you guys both have lots invested. That's not a reason to stay around. Through the years, you've both been tested. Time to move up, find higher ground. Oh, he came here with her. So what's the big problem that you can't endure? You seem so sure it's not appropriate claiming to blame things on Scott. Despite getting caught, he's got you reframing for him, straining for him, going to the gym to make yourself good enough again. Be done with him. Or something like that. You're living on a time frame I will never know. Alienation and humanity's soul. Imagine you a future after the collapse, returning to the urgency of isolated past. You're picturing community free of metaphysics, hunting buffalo while you're picking bread delicious, knowledge of the seasons, wisdoms of old, fires blazing in the night to keep away the cold. Hostility is kept at bay by what you think is in the way of life as children of the land, with an agave weatherman. Imagining a history that never could have been. You lecture at the college, advancement is a sin, lamenting disconnection and every corporate act, asserting all your feelings and ignoring all the facts. Hostility is kept at bay by what you think is in the way of life as children of the land, with an agave weatherman. You find maternity just so banal. Wish you had been born any time but now. Your experience won't run afoul of exceptions you might allow. You visualize nobility sipping on some port, or tribes of peaceful savages in beautiful comport. But few of history's people ever thusly did cavort, 'cause life was brutish, solitary, nasty, poor, and short. Hostility is kept at bay. Hostility is kept at bay by what you think is in the way. What you think is in the of life as children of the land, with an agave weatherman. With an agave weatherman. Just brooding here won't do any good, but brooding's more and more my style. I seek the cheery ways of standing where we stood, 'cause I've been stuck here a while. That's despite a natural selfishness that makes it easy to have fun, but flutters in the gut become a fist as all my visions come undone. I tried to stream, distract, and dream the afternoon away, but heavy new realities are breaking every day, and for a bit I am out of it, for reasons still unsaid. Still I need get out of me what's inside my head. Seems like everybody's so sensitive and ready to just get mad. Seek the civil ways of living like a kid, 'cause who wants to be the dad? Have we lost our sense of scope and scale, our capacity to laugh, the sense to know when not to wail, and how to tip the golden calf? I tried to stream, distract, and dream the afternoon away, but heavy new realities are breaking every day, and for a bit I am out of it, something still unsaid. Still I need to get out of me what's inside my head. So I'm sad, sad for me, sad for her unhappily. And what you call sorrow, I call home. Blues that sink clear down to the bone. Still I'm sad, so sad for me, sad for her unhappily. And what you call sorrow, I call home. Blues that sink clear down to the bone. Still I'm sad, so sad for me, sad for her unhappily. And what you call sorrow, I call home. Blues that sink clear down to the bone. Good night, everyone.